What up, everyone? Shakiel Mahjouri here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. He is the UFC's number 4 ranked heavyweight contender fighting Sergei Pavlovich for the interim heavyweight strap at UFC 295. He shuts down fights faster than you boys get shut down by ladies at the pub. Tom Aspinall, how's it going, my man?
Depends which pub you go to be honest. But I don't know. A few near mine, they'll take anybody. They'll take absolutely anybody. A couple of bars near where I live. But yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well, thanks.
Good. Well, we might have to shout out some establishments for the desperate and needy here at the end of the interview, but I know we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, you're coming in sort of saving the day here on short notice against Pavlovich. Just to dive right into it, when you only have between 2 to 3 weeks to prepare for a title fight, what sort of takes priority in your training camp? Because obviously, you've only got a certain number of days to work with here.
Just conditioning, I guess. And yeah, just working for a specific opponent rather than just training just for the sake of training. So yeah, that's what we did. We just tried to game plan a little bit, switch the mind on, switch the body on a little bit more, and yeah, just work towards the goal rather than just training for the sake of training.
In a ideal world, how long would you have liked for a camp like this?
10 weeks would have been
10
ideal.
weeks, sweet
Yep.
spot. All right. Now I know we can't give away too much of the game plan, obviously, against Pavlovich, but I am very curious. How do you sort of, and this is something I notice fighters sort of sink or swim with when they take on someone who's got a very fast start. How do you sort of balance pressure without becoming trepidatious against a guy like Pavlovich who kind of, just barrels over his opponents?
You're gonna have to use shorter words than trepidatious for someone like me. I have no idea what that means.
How do you sort of balance your pressure without being overly cautious of what the other guy is doing?
Okay, I got it. I got you now.
Yeah,
That's better for me. Yeah. Okay.
trepidatious. You know what? Throw that out for Michael Bisping. Teach him a lesson, okay?
Okay. Right. Well done. Um, it's a tough one with someone with a lot of power like that. I got to stay playful in there. Is what I got to do. If I start tensing up, being too serious, I'm either going to go all in or I'm going to do nothing. And they're both wrong. Both of those are wrong.
Yeah.
I've got to do in between, going all in and nothing, and just play around and feel my way in right, rather than being a bit greedy.
There seems to be this sort of general consensus I hear from like fans and analysts that you need to be careful of Pavlovich's threat early. But if you look at the UFC records, I mean, it's pretty crazy. You are all-time number one for shortest average fight time. Pavlovich behind you by just a few seconds. But why do you think there's this sort of like general impression that Pavlovich is the guy who's more dangerous in the early portions?
Um, I don't know. He's a big muscly guy, and I think when you're big, Russian, and muscular, that's a bit more attractive than like somebody else. I don't know what it is. For some reason, people love big muscles, and they love. It seems a lot more scary than when a big muscly guy is knocking someone out, as opposed to someone who looks like me. So I don't know. I don't know what that is.
I gotta say, I appreciate your taste in cinema. Shawshank Redemption, great choice for a favorite movie, but it's why I have a bit of a problem here. Can you please defend Catfish being your favorite TV show?
I don't know where you're getting
No,
these from, but I was into Catfish for quite a while. It used to be fantastic. It used to be amazing when it first started. I've not watched it for quite some time, to be honest. But after a while, I'll be honest, it get a little bit boring to the fact that like, why are people still getting catfish? Like it became a bit of bullshit to me. Like at first, like 10 years ago when it first came on, it was like super interesting. Like, oh my god, people are doing that online. It's so weird. But now, and these days, I'm like, can you not debunk a catfish yourself without getting these teeth? And after a bit, I started thinking, are people just getting people to be on the TV? Do you know what I mean? It started getting a bit.
usually is the case.
But at
No,
first, I used to love it. Yeah, I used to think it was really good. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
I can't be too judgmental. Jersey Shore has a very, special place in my heart. I know you guys got the Geordie Shore. Is that still a thing?
And that's not a thing anymore. No, that's long gone.
Maybe for the best. Now, when it comes to a world title fight, that call comes very rarely, if ever, for most UFC fighters. For you, when you get that ring from the UFC, what's sort of like the risk reward process that's going on in your head? Because you've admitted that like the old Tom Aspinall pre knee injury probably wouldn't have said yes, and you're feeling the confidence here. But like, what are some of the options you're weighing out in your head when you first get that ring?
To be honest, I don't know. I think that I changed my training situation. You see, before I
Mm-hmm.
never used to train with any heavyweights at all, or I did, but it was like once every blue moon, like every now and again. Um, and now I'm on the mat training with heavyweights like every single day, and I think that just gives me so much confidence to where I'm at and what my body can do and what I can do. I don't know. It's just like there wasn't really much thought there. I was just like, yep, I've been training good. Let's throw me in. I'll be all right on 2 weeks' notice. But whereas before, I would have second guessed myself a lot because I didn't know where it was more difficult to like gauge where I was at before. So, yeah, I'm super happy with where I'm at physically and mentally.
So was that just a matter of like bringing in more heavyweights to work with you as you've kind of climbed the ranks in the
Yeah,
UFC?
exactly. My dad, who's my coach, he just got loads of heavyweights in. So now we got like 4 or 5 heavyweights at least every day who are my size or bigger, and that just helps me so much.
Perfect. All right, last thing here before we finish up on some rapid fire, give you a little break from this gauntlet of media and just ask you some random stuff. I know that the future is hard to predict, and I know you're the kind of guy who wills things into existence, but I am curious, which of these three options do you think is most likely if you beat Pavlovich on Saturday? One, you get promoted to undisputed champion without another title defense.
Yeah,
Two, you defend the interim title against Ciryl Gane. Or three, you fight Miocic or Jones next to unify the titles.
I think one is highly likely. Yeah,
Although I
that's.
would love to see the Jones fight if it happens. So I'm
Oh well,
rooting
me
for you
too.
on that one.
I'm not saying that I wouldn't like it. I'm just saying that I think one is
Most likely.
the first option is the most likely for sure.
Okay, Tom, let's finish up on some rapid fire and we'll get you out of here. Number one, would you rather never eat chips and gravy again or never listen to another Lynyrd Skynyrd album or song?
Um, I'd rather never listen to another Lynyrd Skynyrd song. Yeah, you can't do without chips and gravy. It's fantastic, fantastic bit of food that. Yeah, I can't live without that.
Not to get you thinking about it too much right now before the fight. I had someone I always like put out a Q&A thread asking fans for questions, and someone compared you to like a heavyweight Mighty Mouse. So I want to know, if you could pull any trick out of the hat, what would be your equivalent to Mighty Mouse yeeting Ray Borg in the air and catching him with that armbar?
That's a very nice compliment that someone compared me to that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. God. Uh, I really like an ankle pick, like a low ankle pick. It's something that I've not really showed in my fights, but I get it all the time in training. So yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Okay. Turn it into like a Kurt Angle ankle lock while you're at it,
Yeah,
and
I
really
like all
go
that
down in the
stuff.
highlight
Yeah.
reels. Another fan wanted to know, objectively, in your opinion, what is the best town in the UK
Hmm.
and why?
I like a place that is not very popular. Um, oh no, no, actually, there's another place in Wales called Abersoch. Abersoch is like it's a beach town. It doesn't really feel like the UK. It more feels like the south of France kind of thing. It's a really nice vibe there. I'd say that's my favourite town in the UK. Yeah, Abersoch is called. It's not a mega popular place. It's like a
Hidden
like a
gem.
yeah. It's not. I mean, it's not a hidden gem. A lot of rich people go there, to be honest. But it's not like not everybody knows about it. Yeah, it's like a surfing beach kind of place. It's super cool. Really nice place.
Since we brought it up off the top, do you want to give a shout out to an establishment where some of the lonely UK saps watching this video might
No,
change their
no,
fortunes?
I want to keep it secret. I want to keep it secret. They'll have to find it for
Sounds
themselves.
all right. There's the treasure at the end of the rainbow there. For those who may be like newer UFC fans, can you please pitch them on why they need to go watch Dan Henderson versus Shogun Rua as soon as this video ends?
Yeah, I think it's just the best fight ever. It's just two guys near enough end of life with each other. Just absolutely exhausted, nothing left, and they're just going on pure willpower, which is incredible to see. It's incredible. It's everything that MMA is and should be, and is all about, wrapped up in 25 minutes. It's fantastic.
That is like the I did a thing at UFC International Fight Week a couple years ago, asking fighters for their all-time favorite fight, and that's the gentleman's pick, you know. Like you got a lot of Rory Robbies and stuff like that, but that's like the
Yeah.
true refined fighter's pick. Okay, last thing I got here for you, Tom, and I'll let you go. I'm gonna put you through a blind rankings here, so I'm gonna name 5 heavyweights, and I need you to rank them from number 5, 1 being the best, number 5 being the worst, but you don't know what name is coming next, okay? So you're going to have to sort of hedge your bets here.
Okay.
Okay, number 1, Francis Ngannou. Where are we putting him 1 to 5?
Who are active right now? Is this?
All time.
Oh,
Yeah.
all time. Oh God, that's a tough one. If we're doing all time, 3. I think I'll put him at 3.
Okay, where are you putting Brock Lesnar?
5.
Okay, Junior Dos Santos.
4.
Okay, so you've got 1 and 2 left.
Yeah.
Kimbo Slice.
Oh shit, this is bad. Well, I'll have to put him at 2.
Okay, Tom, then by default, your number 1 greatest heavyweight of all time. Shout out to Greg Hardy. There you go.
Oh my goodness, I dropped the ball on that one. I fumbled the bag, as they say. Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah. Well, you know, I didn't give you much warning here, and I'm just hoping some random blog decides to run with the headline, Greg Hardy, greatest heavyweight of all time. So I'm sorry if that happens, Tom.
No problem.
All right, man. I want to leave you with the last word, so I'll do my part very quick. Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. Please subscribe, tap the thumbs up button, notification bell. Let us know what is your official prediction for Tom Aspinall versus Sergei Pavlovich. That takes place at UFC 295 on Saturday. Thanks to CBS Sports as always. Tom, if there's anything you want to let the people know, the floor is yours.
Yeah, just to be honest, I don't feel like I even need to tell people to tune in. You know, I think this is the most exciting heavyweight fight that the UFC has made for a long time. So tune in if you want. If you don't want, you'll just be missing out. Simple as that. I ain't going to beg you to do it, but I'll be there anyway.